with the defending portion of the chapter out of the way, all that's left is to really just advance on the castle, but before that, it's best to just take some time to rescue all the villagers. Yeah, let Fury get this one, she needs the experience. Now that I think back on it, I probably shouldn't have done that there. I guess I'm just a bit paranoid of Levin falling in love with Sylvia, which isn't all that irrational, actually. And is something you really don't want. Of course, these pirates are not too different from those other bandits you fought previously. Yeah, that's better. Need someone to heal Holland. Don't want to waste too many uses of the Libro staff, though. It's only got 10. And priests have a hard time getting gold. No, that wasn't that bad. Her stats are actually starting to look okay, but really there's not much chance of getting her promoted before she leaves. And there's not really much benefit to it either. I mean, being a mounted healer is really all she's good for. Strangely, I think something I probably haven't mentioned, Troubadours actually promote to Paladins in this game. Well, they can still use staves, but they also get lances, as well as swords. Yeah, I prefer them promoting to a magic-based class. I'm having him intercept that other village. And I think it's time to prepare to attack this castle. Yeah, they do have 3 ballistas defending that one castle. You might notice the one in the middle looks different to the 2 others. That's because that's an iron ballista. The only real difference is it has better defense. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, the only ballistas that seriously actually pose a threat are the killer ballistas that appear later on. As you might guess, they have a higher critical hit ratio. And that village basically just gives you a warning as to what enemies you're going to be fighting next. Yeah, it seems like Shargal's doing everything in his power to bring down Sigurd. He's even gone and hired mercenaries. Now, I don't think this guy will be a problem. Yeah, now the castle, you don't want to rush to charge them because they've got a few mages there, which, yeah, will be a problem. They've also got a bishop that has a reserve staff, which heals everyone within 10 spaces. Which is pretty good, and actually we'll be getting one of those pretty soon. Well, soon-ish, about halfway through this chapter. No, definitely not worth using that staff to restore 1 HP. This chapter's actually pretty good for mounted people in general, because there's a lot of wide open grounds to move across. The next chapter, however, is not easy on mounted characters. The exact opposite, in fact. Lots of mountains. But, as I've said so many times, we'll get to that later. Using the silver sword just to get another kill. Because when his son inherits it in the second generation, yeah, it'll be really good if it has that 50 kill critical bonus. Yeah, see, this is where having a javelin does come in handy, when you can't quite reach them, and... yeah, I was worried that would miss. But it didn't. Need to keep an eye on their range, because if you get into one of their guys' range, then they'll all come charging in. Don't want that to happen until we're prepared. Of course, Ede needs to, need I say it, get moving towards those villages. Because one of them has a staff that she'll be wanting. And it's not that one. I forgot which village it was and sent her to the wrong one first. So, yeah, she had to backtrack a bit. Just warning you, if you're watching this. And this is one of those villages I was talking about before. You really need to look at, you know, some sort of guide if you're playing this game around this point, because it's really important who rescues this one. See, rescuing that village gives you +3 to strength. So, for example, if Levin had got to that village, it really would have been pretty useless. But for Fury, it's actually very good, seeing as she can use the extra strength, because it's not one of her strong points, and having a flying person with decent strength is very useful. So yeah, it's best to plan out who gets those villages. There is one more, if I remember correctly, in this chapter that gives stat boost. It's that one, actually, that has the staff. And that pirate has finally stopped swimming and has decided to attack the village.